Hello, I'm Althea, and tonight we are not looking for answers in the outside world. We are turning inward because there is a presence that has been with you far longer than most people realize. Some call it intuition, some call it guidance, some call it a guardian angel. But whatever name you prefer, many people recognize the same feeling, a quiet sense that they are not entirely alone in their journey. Not in a frightening way, not in a dramatic way, more like a quiet companion walking slightly behind you through the landscape of your life. Tonight, we are simply creating the space to notice that presence. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to imagine something perfect. And you don't need to believe anything in advance. Just stay open and let the experience unfold in its own way. If you want, you can gently close your eyes. And if you prefer to keep them open, that's perfectly fine too. Take a slow breath in and let it out very softly. Again, a calm breath in and an even slower breath out. With every exhale, allow the surface tension of the day to soften. Nothing to solve, nothing to analyze. Just breathing and allowing your attention to settle. Let the breath settle in its own rhythm. You don't need to force calm. Calm usually appears when we stop trying so hard to create it. I know this moment well. The moment when the outside world finally becomes quiet enough for the inside world to speak. If your mind is still moving a little, that's okay. Mine used to do the same. Just allow the breath to soften one layer at a time. In and slowly out. In and gently out. Good. Now imagine a place. Not a perfect place, just a place that feels safe. A place where you don't need to perform or explain yourself. For some people, it appears as a forest, soft light between tall trees. For others, it's an open field, warm light touching the horizon. Your place might look completely different. Trust the first image that appears. The quiet places inside us often arrive very simply. Take a moment to notice the ground beneath your feet, the air around you, the stillness. You are not being watched here. You are not being judged. This is a place many people discover when they are finally ready to listen. I remember the first time I stood in a space like this. It felt strangely familiar, like returning somewhere I had forgotten. You might feel something similar now, or maybe just a gentle curiosity. Both are welcome. And as you stand here, breathing, settling, you may begin to notice something subtle. Not a sound, not a movement, more like a quiet presence in the distance. Patient, calm, unhurried. The kind of presence that has never needed to rush toward you, because it has always known you would arrive here eventually. There is no need to turn toward it yet. Just stay here for another moment, breathing, allowing, letting the space become a little more alive. As you remain here in this quiet place, something in the atmosphere may begin to shift. Not suddenly, not dramatically, more like the way a room changes when someone you trust enters it. A gentle awareness, soft, steady. You might feel it before you see anything. A calm presence somewhere behind you or beside you. Patient, unhurried. There is no need to hurry this moment. This presence has never been in a rush. In fact, it has been here many times before. Quietly, watching, waiting for the moment you would finally notice. I remember the first time I realized I was not alone in a space like this. It didn't feel strange. It felt familiar, like recognizing someone you somehow knew your whole life. You may feel something similar now, or perhaps just a quiet curiosity. Both are perfectly natural. Allow yourself to slowly turn your attention toward this presence. Not with effort, just a gentle shift of awareness. And as you do, you may begin to sense the outline of someone standing nearby. Not overwhelming, not towering, just calm, steady. A presence that carries no judgment, no pressure, only recognition. If your mind tries to imagine what they look like, that's okay. The mind often needs a shape for something that is mostly felt. What matters is not the details. What matters is the feeling, the quiet certainty that you are seen, completely, without explanation, without performance, just as you are. This is the kind of presence many people describe as a guardian angel. Not someone who controls your life, not someone who makes your choices, but someone who has walked beside your path from the very beginning. Someone who knows every moment you thought you were lost, and every moment you quietly found your way again. Take a breath here and allow yourself to simply stand in this shared silence. You do not need to speak yet. Just feel what it is like to be here with someone who has always known you would arrive. Standing here in this quiet presence, you may begin to notice something else. A feeling that you don't need to explain yourself. Not here. This presence already understands. Before words, before questions, before the stories we usually tell. just take a slow breath and allow yourself to feel what it is like to stand here with someone who sees you completely. Every doubt, every quiet fear, every moment you thought you were alone. Nothing is hidden here, and nothing needs to be fixed in this moment. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can experience is simply being fully seen without judgment. If there is something in your life right now that feels heavy, you may gently bring it to mind. There is no need to analyze it. Just let the feeling of that situation appear. And notice what happens in the presence of this calm being. You might imagine sharing the question, or simply allowing the feeling to be visible. Some people sense a response as a thought, others as a quiet knowing. Sometimes it arrives as a feeling in the body, and sometimes the answer is simply a deep sense of peace. Whatever appears for you is perfectly valid. There is no right way to receive guidance. Just remain here for a moment, breathing, listening, allowing. You may sense that this presence is not trying to control your path. Instead, it gently reminds you of something you already carry inside. A quiet wisdom, a knowing that has always been there. Often the guidance of a guardian angel does not sound like a voice from outside. It sounds like your own deepest truth spoken very gently. Stay with that for a few breaths. There is no hurry. Your life does not need to be solved tonight. Sometimes the most important gift is simply remembering that you are not walking alone, and that whenever you return to this quiet place, this presence is already here. In this quiet moment, you may begin to notice something subtle. The space around you feels different now. Softer, warmer, more familiar. As if standing here has reminded your body of something it almost forgot. You don't need to hold tightly to this experience. The most meaningful moments in life rarely stay because we try to keep them. They stay because something inside us has changed. Take a slow breath and notice again the presence beside you, still calm, still patient. There is no sense that you must leave quickly, no pressure, no urgency. Just a quiet understanding that this connection does not disappear when you return to the world. I used to think moments like this were rare, that you had to search for them. But over time, I discovered something else. These quiet meetings are always available. What changes is our willingness to slow down enough to notice. You may sense that this presence is offering you something now. Not an object, not a message you need to memorize. Something simpler, a feeling, a quiet support settling somewhere inside your chest. Allow yourself to receive that feeling. You don't need to understand it, just let it arrive. For a few breaths, simply stand here, breathing, feeling, allowing the sense of calm companionship to settle deeper. And as you remain here, you may notice one final understanding. This presence has never been separate from you. It has always been walking just slightly behind your awareness, guiding quietly, protecting quietly, waiting patiently for moments like this when you remember how to listen. There is nothing you need to do now. Just remain here, breathing slowly, feeling the quiet presence beside you. You don't need to ask anything more. Sometimes, the most meaningful guidance arrives when we stop asking for answers and simply allow ourselves to be here. Notice the stillness around you, the gentle sense of calm companionship. You are not being watched. You are not being judged. You are simply being accompanied. For a few moments, just rest in that feeling, breathing in and breathing out. If thoughts appear, let them move through like soft clouds crossing the sky. Nothing needs to be pushed away. Nothing needs to be held. Just breathing, just being, just sharing this quiet space. Sometimes people expect guidance to arrive as words, but very often it arrives as peace. A subtle reassurance that you are moving through your life with more support than you realized. Stay here for a little while longer, breathing, feeling, allowing the calm to settle deeper into your body. And as you remain in this gentle silence, you may notice something beautiful. Even without speaking, even without asking, something inside you already feels a little lighter, a little clearer, a little more supported. That quiet shift is often how guidance first reveals itself. Just rest here for a few more breaths. Nothing to reach for, nothing to change. Simply being present with someone who has always been quietly on your side. After a few quiet breaths, you may begin to notice the space around you again. The gentle landscape that held this meeting, the calm air, the quiet ground beneath your feet. The presence beside you remains steady, unhurried. There is no feeling of separation here, more like the quiet understanding that this moment does not really end. I remember discovering something important about these meetings. They are not rare. They only seem rare when life becomes too loud for us to notice them. But the moment we slow down, the moment we return to this quiet attention, the presence is already here, just as it is now. Take one more slow breath in this shared silence, and if it feels natural, you may offer a quiet sense of gratitude. Not because you must, but because something inside you recognizes the support that has always been here. There is no need for words. The feeling itself is enough. And as you begin to gently turn your awareness back toward your body, you may notice that the calm you feel here is not staying in this place. It moves with you, like a quiet light carried within. Your guardian angel does not disappear when this meditation ends. The connection remains. Sometimes you will feel it as intuition, sometimes as a quiet sense that you are being guided, and sometimes simply as the calm knowing that you are not walking alone. Take a deeper breath now. Feel the air filling your lungs and slowly letting it go. Notice again the weight of your body, the surface supporting you, the room around you. There is no need to rush, just gently returning, one breath at a time. You can move your fingers if you wish, or your shoulders. Let the body wake up in its own rhythm. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes, carrying with you the quiet reminder that this presence has always been walking beside you. And whenever you return to stillness, whenever you listen with patience, you will find that you are never as alone as you once believed.